Folks, our retiree lifestyle is in jeopardy. Bad guys want to ruin our retiree lifestyle. Before we get to those Whoppers, you know I got Whoppers for you, but before we get to that, I thought we might experience a little bit of ambience. When I was a teenager, I worked in beachfront restaurants like this, and you were beachfront. It's all about the waterfront. You know what I mean? Si, senor. Si, senor Mexican restaurant. Well, let's see what this says. Eggs Benedict. $14 for Eggs Benedict. I would expect the crab to be $16. Oh, but oatmeal, $14 for oatmeal, honey?
No kidding.
No kidding. I think I'll just go home and have around 10 cents worth of oatmeal at the apartment. But you know, you're paying for the ambience. I'm not trying to poo-poo that, you know.
Quesadilla is $1.80. It's cheaper than oatmeal.
Yeah, quesadillas are cheaper than oatmeal. That's unusual. But that's $10. So not too, overall, not too bad. You get the ambience, you get the waterfront, you get the shade. That's important. You get the bougainvilleas. We're getting to the Whoppers. Don't worry. I know when I first came to Mexico in the 80s, it was amazing. It was so new and different. It was an experience everybody should have. It's still imprinted in my memory. But back then it was a lot more primitive. But not really. I mean, they still had everything you see here. They had a big screen, but it was in the main lobby. I'm getting to the Whoppers, don't worry. Just gotta give you a little bit of ambience here. Si, senor. Gratis. Si, gratis. Ah, si, senor. Si, senor. What happened? That's funny. Well, the sign says si, senor. Isn't your stuff free? It says si, senor. What's up? But they want to destroy our retiree lifestyle, also known as our liberty. Your mileage may vary. You might not want to travel the world. I had a burning desire to travel the world, and my wife agreed, so we did it. You know, and a lot of people have difficulty because, you know, we've been married 40 years, and a lot of people with the delayed life plan, it's not just about the things you didn't do and all that. It's everything. It's like you want to travel the world, but your wife's too scared. Well, I'm saying, I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that it's because of the delayed life that people have that situation in their home. Because if you were home more, then you could be having more communication and more, you could be doing more things more together and be more of a couple, as opposed to the opposite of that, which just gets in the way when people want to do things. You know, couples were designed to be together and do things together. Enough on that today. We got a whole ministry for that. And there are different schools of thought out there. Some people are saying, oh no, the real estate's not going to crash. It's just going to go down the normal 10% per year for a few years. It's just what real estate does, you know, since it goes in cycles. And they're correct. And there are other people are saying, well, you know, it's going to crash and here's why. And they're correct. But how can they be both correct? Well, here's the thing. One of them is looking at the past, and as you know, past performance is not indicative of future results. That's the difference. The other thing that looking in the past does, it doesn't extrapolate conditions for the future. It's just saying, this is what's in the works, and if what's in the works plays out the way it looks like it's going to play out, then this will be the result. So it's not like pulling something out of thin air. what's in the works is that some very bad people, they want to make it sound legitimate. That's the word. And so they call it deep population control, like you're controlling, cockroaches, pest control, right? Oh, we must be pests to them. Not saying I'm a pest or you're a pest, but they think we're pests. And so they have to control us. And so if that happens, even if they're not as successful as they want to be, and they are partially successful, right? And so you extrapolate the numbers, like even if they're, say, like they want 100% success by culling 90% of the population. If they're 25% successful at that, that's around 20% of the population number, because it's 25% of the 90%, which comes to, doing in my head, about 20% of the current population. That's a huge number, and if that happens, the real estate market will crash. And so that's what the guys that say, oh, it's just going to be a normal pullback, aren't extrapolating. On the other hand, though, it's a big if. It may not happen. And even if it does happen, it may not happen this year. And that's why people get lulled into a false sense of security, because we live in a internet world. Well, will the bad guys be successful or not? That's the big if. And so if they're even partially successful, you're looking at a huge real estate crash, which may not happen. So how do you like them apples? But on another note, with the decentralization, people are busy arguing what they think people should be taught in school. Well, we're talking about, this is a new age. This is not the old republicanism where you argue politics with people and you try to get people to come to your way of thinking, and so that you can have a say in politics. That's not the new age we're in. The age we're in is the age of decentralization. And it's not just finance, it's decentralization of our entire life, and that includes schooling, teaching our kids. As the ancient scriptures say, we're responsible, and we are to train them up in the way they should go. And so if you're going to do that, how do you do that? By sending them to strangers. Again, this whole idea that we're supposed to be trusting institutions, this is something that we've been lulled into believing that this is as things are. This is normal, normalizing. And what it comes down to is that we've slowly been centralized. And that's why I say that this is the age of decentralized, because we've been centralized for centuries. That guy's name in Little House on the Prairie?
Charles?
Was it Charles?
Michael Landon?
Well, I mean, was it Charles in the show?
Yes.
Yeah, he would just hop in his carriage and go. He would just hop in and go. There was no impediments. Nobody was stopping him and asking him for papers, or he didn't have to ask permission to anybody. He just did it. That was decentralization. It was a decentralized life. And slowly since then, little by little, incrementalism, we've been centralized. So now we've got to work our way back. But it doesn't have to take 300 years to work our way back. It's just like when you realize that you're naked, is it going to take you a month to put your clothes back on? No, you just run for your clothes.
Well, most people do.
Yeah, right. Yeah, good one, Angie. And so think about the centralization. If you're and I don't like labels, but if you're a millennial, just to use present terminology, and and you're just starting out in life and getting married and all that, you want to understand how the centralization of our lives affects our lives in all spheres, not just finances. Like when you send your kids to strangers, to have strangers school them, and I know why people do it, the convenience thing and the job thing. But think about when you're schooling your children yourself, and when I say yourself, it's a family matter. You know, both the husband and the wife participate in the raising of the children. It becomes a family thing, and it stays central to the family, and therefore it's decentralized to outside foreign authority. I call it foreign because all authority has been given unto Jesus, and he has all authority in heaven and on earth, and all other authorities have to submit to Jesus, otherwise they're a bad actor. And so, you know, you have to judge them by their fruits. So you can't just sit here and trust strangers and send your kids to strangers and think that's normal. It's not. We've been lied to, and so what that does is it keeps you in the family, and you know, and then when it's time to make decisions for the family, you know, families work together. That's all I'm saying here. And it's not too late if you haven't done that. Understand what's happened is that we got centralized. If you understand the agenda of the centralizers, we can call them centralizers, we can call them communists, we can call them thieves and robbers, we can call them whatever you want. Fascist. Centralizers is sugarcoating. Let's call them centralizers. The agenda of the centralizers, if you don't know this, it is to destroy the family. So, you know, they're almost there. They're almost there. I mean, they take and destroy your family by centralizing your family and getting you to think it's normal to send your kids out of your home and being taught by strangers, which are then taught things that you are like, what? You mean our kids are communists now? We sent them to university. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm talking about. A lot of parents are complaining that they don't understand how their kids are communists. They thought they were doing the right thing, sending them to university, getting them ready for you know, their life, and they didn't understand, they didn't realize that underneath it all there was a good and evil agenda here on earth all along that we didn't know. We weren't privy to it all along, although some of us became privy to it before others. It doesn't matter, we're all on the same road. We want the truth. And that's why I say, along comes Trump and wants to give people $10,000 to encourage them per child now to homeschool, because he understands the difference between centralization. But I'm saying we didn't have that when we did it. We didn't have $10,000 per child. So I'm telling you that, you know, I want to help you if you're in this spot. I can show you, I could have raised 20 kids. Wouldn't have cost me much more. I can show you how to do it. It's not as complicated as it sounds. It's all part of the decentralization of our lives. It's going to be part of everything we're going to be talking about. And so I want you to know where we're heading with all this. It's just part of the deal. So bravo on Trump for wanting to encourage people. It's not a bad thing. It's a good thing. But again, if something happens and you don't get that, don't worry. There's people out here who want to help you. And we can show you how to do it, and it's something we have actually done. We can show you how to do it. And so everything we talk about is something we've done, we know something about. And so it's nice to be able to get the encouragement from people that have been there, done that. What do you think? Look at all those beachfront condos. I'm gonna hop on my motorcycle today and go for a ride. Oh yeah, birds. He wants me to get the birds.
Crocodile?
Oh, cocodrilo?
Where?
Ah, there's the croc right there, guys.
Right there.
We got one.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, I'm gonna try to zoom in. Hopefully the battery won't run out. Oh my gosh, this is what we were talking about. See if you can see the croc. My other camera flaked on me, but see if I can zoom in here and see the croc. It's not even noon. I think he's hungry for lunch, but can you see the croc right there? Can you see it? Can you see it right there? I think it's right here. He's just sitting there waiting for one of these guys to fall off the bridge so he can eat them. Check it out. Oh my gosh. He's observing the tourists and waiting to eat lunch. Eat some tourists for lunch. That ocean croc, can you believe that? But he's just laying there acting like a rock, as they do. Huh. Wow. And this is in the middle of the day, middle of the week, so it's not like at night, you know.
It's only like 11.
It's like 11 in the morning, yeah. Not even lunch yet. But there he is. Huh. Wow. And with that, thanks for coming to my videos. Leave a comment below and have a wonderful day.